In the deepest forests of Eastern Europe, where mist coils around gnarled trees and shadows stretch long across the undergrowth, one name has echoed for centuries: Baba Yaga. But the story you think you know is only a fragment. To the villagers, she was both a monster and a guardian, a terrifying witch and a bearer of gifts, a figure whose presence blurred the line between life and the unseen. Few have glimpsed the goddess behind the monster, and yet her legend has endured, whispered from generation to generation, carried by the wind through the dark woods. The forest itself seems to breathe, alive with ancient secrets. Every rustle of leaves, every bend in the path could be a sign, a warning, or a hint of Baba Yaga's domain. Her hut, perched upon chicken legs, moves silently through the trees, a home that is also a symbol of power, of mystery, of the untamable forces of nature. But this was only the beginning. To understand Baba Yaga, we must journey back beyond the fairy tale, into the primordial beliefs that shaped the Slavic world, where the forest was sacred and spirits walked invisibly among the living. Long before she became the feared witch of stories, Baba Yaga may have been remembered as a goddess in exile. The Slavs, like many ancient peoples, honored the cycles of life and death, of fertility and decay, through their myths and rituals. She was said to govern the waters of life, to hold dominion over the thresholds between the known and unknown. Those who approached her with respect might receive wisdom, magical gifts, or guidance, while the unprepared could find themselves lost or tested by her trials. Yet few understand the depth of these origins. Her symbols, so familiar now in folklore, were not whimsical inventions. The walking hut, the mortar and pestle, the fence of bones, each was steeped in meaning. The hut represented the liminality of her existence, rooted yet mobile, bridging the human world and the spirit realm. The mortar and pestle, instruments of both creation and transformation, were tools for alchemy, for change, for survival in a world dictated by unseen forces. And the fence of bones, stark and unsettling, served as a reminder of the boundary between life and death, respect and transgression. The deeper records hold a stranger truth. To truly comprehend Baba Yaga, one must revisit the story of Vasilisa the Beautiful, a young girl sent into the forest to confront the witch. Vasilisa's tale is more than a fairy tale. It is a window into the rules of Baba Yaga's world. Vasilisa's courage, wit, and humility allowed her to navigate the trials imposed by the witch, earning knowledge and protection. The story encodes lessons of resilience, reverence, and the careful balance of human behavior in the face of forces beyond understanding. But the forest holds more secrets, and the legend grows with each retelling. Life in the villages near these ancient forests was governed by constant awareness of the unseen. Farmers and hunters carried charms, left offerings, and observed rituals to maintain harmony with the spirits that inhabited the woods. Every illness, every misfortune was attributed, at least in part, to the restless forces of nature and the spirits of the ancestors. Baba Yaga, then, was both a cautionary figure and a guide, her presence a reflection of the natural order, the rhythms of life, and the moral structure of the community. If legends like this speak to you, consider joining Mythic Tales by subscribing. The hut on chicken legs, often depicted as terrifying in modern imagery, was a symbol of mobility and autonomy. It represented the power to move freely between realms, the ability to act outside human constraints. Villagers told stories of glimpsing the hut, moving silently between trees, or of being confronted by its mysterious inhabitant. Yet these tales were not merely entertainment. They encoded moral and practical lessons. They reminded people of the consequences of pride, of fear, and of disrespect toward nature and tradition. Yet few truly grasped the ancient wisdom woven into these narratives. Over time, as Christianity spread through Eastern Europe, Baba Yaga's image shifted. The goddess in exile became the witch in the woods, feared and demonized. Her divine aspects, Her association with fertility, protection, and life cycles were overshadowed by the fear of her powers. Scholars argue that this transformation reflects the broader cultural negotiation between old beliefs and new religious structures, a displacement of the sacred by the profane. But the stories persisted, their potency undiminished, carried in whispers, in cautionary tales, and in the imagination of every child and elder. Baba Yaga's paradoxical nature is central to her enduring fascination. She is at once a guide and a terror, a teacher and a test, embodying the untamed feminine, the terrible mother archetype, and the unpredictable forces of life itself. To encounter her in a tale is to confront the necessity of respect, courage, and adaptability. Every interaction in the stories carries lessons not just of survival, but of wisdom, moral clarity, and the understanding of forces beyond human comprehension. Yet even today, few modern retellings capture the full depth of her character. The forested landscapes, once lived in and feared, remain a testament to the legend. Villages maintain customs rooted in ancient practice, and festivals sometimes still honor the cycles Baba Yaga once oversaw. Artists, writers, and historians continue to draw inspiration from her story, exploring the liminality, the moral ambiguity, and the transformative power embedded in her myths. In doing so, they keep alive the memory of a goddess who, though exiled from prominence, remains present in the cultural consciousness. And yet, for all the changes in interpretation, the essential message remains. Baba Yaga teaches humanity about the balance between life and death, fear and reverence, caution and curiosity. She reminds us that the wild, untamed forces of nature and the human psyche cannot be fully controlled, only understood and respected. Through her stories, generations have learned to navigate uncertainty, to honor the invisible, and to cultivate courage when confronting the unknown. If you're still here, you're one of the few who keeps these stories alive. Subscribe for more Lost Worlds. As we close this chapter of Forgotten Myths, we recognize that Baba Yaga's legacy is not merely a relic of the past. It is an invitation to explore, to reflect, and to imagine. Her hut still walks among the trees, her lessons remain encoded in stories, and her paradox endures, a figure of fear and wisdom, exile and presence. She is the witch, the goddess, the guardian, a symbol of life's complexity, and a reminder that legends never truly fade. Walk further into Forgotten Myths. Subscribe and journey with us into the next legend, where the spirits of the past continue to speak, waiting for those willing to listen.